In this video we're going to discuss why the US is running out of jobs. This is an issue that doesn't get enough attention, because most media outlets choose to focus on the worker shortage that's happening in this country instead. And although there is a labor shortage, that's not the main problem. We don't have a labor shortage, we have a jobs shortage. That's what's really happening. And there are millions of Americans who have given up looking for work, and others who are still desperately trying to find something. But there aren't many positions available, and those that are getting created aren't being filled. Recent estimates for job growth in May and June were significantly downgraded. Here's what the Wall Street Journal reported recently. The US economy added just 100,000 jobs in May and shed 200,000 in June, marking a significant slowdown from earlier in the year and fanning concerns about a looming recession. The Federal Reserve is closely watching employment data for signs of a weakening economy, as it considers further interest rate increases. A robust job market has been one of the key pillars supporting the US economy throughout the pandemic and the Fed's tightening campaign. So that right there should be a red flag for anyone. Why? Because even though they revised numbers for May and June downwards, the reality is that when you look at the big picture, job growth remains near zero. In fact, if you adjust for population growth, which you have to do to truly see how bad things are, job growth over the past 3 months is negative. So essentially, the number of people who want jobs is growing faster than the number of jobs that are being created. And that spells disaster for anyone who thinks the economy is in good shape, or for anyone who is hoping to land a new position soon. So how did we get here? How did things go from record low unemployment to close to zero job growth in less than 2 years? Well, I'll tell you. Just like I mentioned in my last video, companies are dumping experienced workers left and right and replacing them with artificial intelligence. Major companies are betting that AI will make them much more profitable in the coming years. You've probably seen examples of this already. Banks have been replacing tellers for years now, and more recently, they've been letting go of personal bankers. Fast food chains are using self-service kiosks, and grocery stores are scanning people out with cameras while they carry their groceries to the car. At this point, it's common sense to realize that automation and AI are taking over a wide range of job functions that only a few years ago were deemed too complex for machines to handle. And guess what? Machines are not just taking over simple entry-level positions anymore. According to a survey by Bank of America, chief executives say AI could automate 33% of their tasks. As AI gets better, it's likely that this percentage will only grow. Goldman Sachs just made a similar prediction. They say AI could replace 30% of the tasks performed by its 9,000 analysts and 5,000 equity researchers. What does this mean? It means that sooner or later these workers won't be needed at all. Eventually, they'll be asked to leave, and then they'll be replaced by algorithms. We're seeing this happen in real time, and it's happening fast. Unfortunately, the shift towards automation isn't slowing down. In fact, the pace of job losses due to AI is expected to pick up in the years ahead. Let me show you some eye-opening numbers. Between 2018 and 2024, the US labor force participation rate for prime-age workers between 25 and 54 fell by 3 percentage points. This decline was particularly pronounced among men. The participation rate for prime-age men dropped from 89% in 2007 to just 81% in 2023. So what's behind this trend? What's causing prime-age men to drop out of the workforce in such large numbers? The answer, of course, is automation. Yes, some of them are retiring early, but most are being forced out by machines. And this brings us to another red flag that most people are ignoring. In January 2022, the unemployment rate for all college graduates stood at 2.7%, nearly identical to the national average of 3.4%. Fast forward to May 2023, the unemployment rate for all college grads rose to 3.6%, still below the national average, but no longer nearly identical. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal if it wasn't for the fact that the unemployment rate for recent grads aged 22 to 27 skyrocketed to 5.8%. That's double the rate for all college grads and almost twice the national average. What does this tell you? Simple. Even though the official unemployment rate is low, it's misleading because most of the people who are out of work are young adults. So why is this happening? Well, you already know the answer. Those who graduate this year aren't going to be able to find jobs. because the ones that are being offered are either being taken by older, more experienced workers who were let go during COVID, or they're being replaced entirely by AI. I mean, can you imagine a world where half of all office workers are under 27? Of course not. Most of them won't be qualified to take over important positions yet, and there's absolutely no need to hire them when you can replace them with machines. So what happens to all these talented young Americans? What happens to their ambitions and dreams? Well, unfortunately, they'll be forced to wait until someone retires so they can take their place. The truth is that labor conditions have noticeably deteriorated in the US over the past couple of years. Companies are offering fewer opportunities to younger generations, and it looks like things will continue to deteriorate. This article from MarketWatch is titled "More Retirements Looming, Adding Pressure to Job-Strapped Sectors." It says that hundreds of thousands of teachers, nurses, and other workers are poised to leave their jobs in the next few years, adding pressure to industries that are already struggling to retain staff. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against retirement. In fact, I think it's great. But here's the thing. When thousands upon thousands of workers leave their jobs every single day and don't get replaced, it creates an environment where finding a job becomes extremely difficult. And that's exactly what's happening in our economy right now. People are still retiring at high levels, but since companies aren't hiring, the openings that are left behind are being filled, and that's why the job market is drying up. Think about the restaurant industry, for example. If you've ever worked at a restaurant or know someone who has, you probably know that this business relies heavily on tips. So when the minimum wage is raised, the value of tips decreases as a percentage of total pay. Consequently, that leads to lower morale and higher turnover. That's why restaurant workers are twice as likely to quit when the minimum wage rises by $1 per hour. When you combine that fact with the rising cost of living, which makes it harder for people to keep their jobs, and the growing use of technology, which replaces cashiers with touchscreens and waiters with mobile apps, it's not surprising that millennials and Gen Z are leaving the workforce in droves. Now, some people might say that there's no reason to worry because technology also creates new jobs. Well, I completely agree with that statement. However, we have to be realistic and acknowledge that not everyone is qualified to work in tech. Not everyone wants to become a software developer or work in artificial intelligence. And with millions of students graduating from universities each year, there simply aren't enough jobs to go around. Keep in mind that automation is hitting every sector, not just restaurants and retail. We're seeing truck drivers be replaced by autonomous vehicles, factory workers by robots, and radiologists by AI-powered imaging technology. In the near future, you can expect to see lawyers, accountants, and financial advisors join the list. Basically, any job that involves repetitive tasks or decision-making based on a set of rules will be taken over by machines. At this point, it's crucial to understand that this is just a temporary phase driven by the pandemic or supply chain disruptions. No, this is a long-term structural change that's reshaping our economy. So I urge you to pay attention to these warning signs and prepare accordingly. Whether you love AI or hate it, it's here to stay, and it's transforming the job market in ways we couldn't have imagined even a few years ago. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with friends and family. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.